Before we talk about this game, Newcastle's thumping 3-0 win over Benfica with Ando. Let me tell you about all the other Champions League games then this evening. In the early games, Barcelona beat Olympiacos by 6-1. Fermin Lopez with a hat-trick for Barcelona. A couple for Marcus Rashford as well, who of course got a couple here as well, didn't he? Lamine Yamal with a penalty in that one as well. So Barcelona winning by 6-1. It was 0-0 between Kairat and Paphos, but goals in all the others. Arsenal beat Atletico Madrid 4-0 in the end. Took a while to break the deadlock. Gabriel after 57 minutes, and then Martinelli on 64 before a couple from Victor Gyökeres as well. So in the space of 13 minutes it went from 0-0 to 4-0 to Arsenal. That's how it stayed. Bayer Leverkusen 2, Paris Saint-Germain 7. The holders in fine form this evening, and both teams had a player sent off in the first half, which I guess opened the game up a little bit, but it was Paris Saint-Germain who scored 7 in the end. 6 different goal scorers in the match as well. Copenhagen 2, Dortmund 4, so a convincing away win for Borussia Dortmund. An assist for Joe Bellingham for Dortmund as well, so they've won 4-2 in Denmark. PSV 6, Napoli 2, perhaps a little bit of a surprise this one, the Dutch side beating the Italians. Scott McTominay with 2 goals for Napoli there, but not nearly enough. They went down to 10 men late in the second half as well. PSV beating them by 6-2. Big result for them. Very straightforward for Inter Milan in Belgium. They've beaten Union SG by 4-0, and Manchester City have beaten Villarreal in Spain by 2-0 as well. Erling Haaland and Bernardo Silva with the goals for City, so pretty comfortable for them, both of those goals in the first half. In the Championship, a much needed win for the bottom side, Sheffield United. They won 3-1 at Blackburn. Derby 1, Norwich 0, Hull 2, Leicester 1, Ipswich 0, Charlton 3, Millwall 2, Stoke 0, Portsmouth 1, Coventry 2, Preston 0, Birmingham 1. And Bristol City have beaten Southampton by 3-1. Just one game in League 2, Reading 1, Northampton 0. In League 1, I should say, just one game in League 2 as well. Swindon 2, Notts County 2. So that's you up to date with everything else that has been going on. A lot of big wins in the Champions League, and I know you've been looking through the results as well. So yes, all the better that Newcastle have won tonight to more than keep pace. Yeah, plenty of goals being scored. All the big boys coming up with plenty of goals. But look, all we could do was go and win tonight. You know, you always felt we needed that second goal, and when the second goal went in, we could have got more. You know, we've won it by 3-0, but we could have won it by a lot more. A lot of good performances. I thought the 2 boys who came into midfield did well. Yes. Gordon was outstanding. I thought Murphy played well the time that he was on the pitch. I thought his delivery into areas was excellent, but Gordon was unplayable. He was absolutely brilliant, and big German boy up front, some of his flicks and touches were outstanding. So a lot of positives to take out of it, not just the result but performances as well. And Harvey Barnes coming off the bench, we've seen him do that a few times. Seen him. You always fancy him to score when he's in those positions, don't you? I think you said that in commentary. He doesn't need too many chances. You know, he when you give him chances, he hits the target. I mean, the first goal, it's a good goal because it's a difficult chance. You know, coming from this right side, going across the keeper. He kept it down nice and low. Really, really good finish. And he does it when he comes off the bench. We've seen it many a time. He comes off the bench and he has a huge influence on games. Let's read some of the messages that you've sent this evening, because loads are coming in. John, all the way over in Albuquerque, has got in touch. What a wonderful night, says John. Beyond Anthony Gordon's great play, Lewis Miley looked very comfortable in midfield, and the big German kid, as he calls him, handled passes remarkably. His footwork continues to surprise. Ultimately, we looked really in sync for the first time this season. How are the lads, says John in Albuquerque. Would you agree with that? Yeah, I thought we looked back to our best. You know, everything that was missing on Saturday was there tonight. You know, when we play at the tempo that we played at tonight, we'll give anybody a game. You know, we've seen it here against Liverpool, we've seen it against Arsenal.
Seen it against Barcelona here in the Champions League, but we've got to be at that pace. When we're at that pace, we're very, very difficult to play against, and the performance tonight was excellent. It was outstanding.
Carol and Joanne, who messaged from the pub before the match, have messaged on the bus home as well. Wanted to say well done to Nick Pope. I guess he got that assist, didn't he? That big bowl out for the second goal. I think Otamendi will feel he should have done better with it, but still good vision from Nick Pope. And
it comes in for criticism for his kicking.
Yeah, but
this wasn't his kicking. He's all right with his hands, isn't he? Yeah. I mean, it was a great throw out. Great spot, and he threw it a long way. And it goes down as an assist to the goalkeeper.
And this one is from John. Thanks for your message, John. What a night, what a team performance. Best of the season by far. Two players who have frustrated me are Gordon and Barnes, but credit where it's due, especially Gordon. He was outstanding tonight. Miley and Ramsey impressed in midfield as well. So now we need to take this form into the league. Cheers for the commentary tonight, and looking forward to seeing you tomorrow in the studio, because I'm on in the fans forum. Looking forward to it as well, John. Thanks for your message tonight. Let's have a chat to Andrew, who is on the line. Hello, Andrew. What did you make of it?
Hi, Simon. Hi, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Hi. I thought that
you must be happy with that, Andrew.
Oh yeah. I said to Colin before, I says I feel a hell of a lot better than I did on Saturday. It was a superb performance. I thought first half was quite back and forward. It was probably fairly even, actually. I thought Nick Pope did a couple of good saves, and we had a couple of chances, and it was a good half. But second half, we just absolutely blew them away. I've never seen I can't remember the last time I've seen a sort of dominating second half performance as that. I mean, we scored 3, but we could have easily scored about 8. And there was just so many excellent performances over the pitch. I thought Botman was like Optimus Prime at the back. He was just huge. I thought Gordon was outstanding. Murphy played really well. Bruno, yet again, just the heartbeat of that team. And every time he plays like that, I have myself a little wry smile, because I know what Steve Howie thinks of him. And Walter Marta was very good with his hold-up play and his link play. And it was just an excellent performance. And I thought, my man of the match was Lewis Miley. I thought, losing Sandro was a big blow, but I thought Miley was absolutely terrific.
Yeah, look, I think there was a lot of good performances tonight. I agree with you about the first half. You always felt a little bit nervy at 1-0. You didn't think they were out of it. You always felt we needed that second goal. Once that second goal went in, we took total control of the game, and you're right, we could have won it by more. There was a lot of outstanding performances. I just thought Gordon was unplayable. I really did. I thought he was absolutely magnificent tonight.
He's in great form, isn't he?
I thought the two boys that came into midfield, Ramsey and Miley, did really well.
Miley seemed to really enjoy himself in the second half. In particular, came into his own.
Yeah, just used the ball so well. Picked up some real good positions on the pitch. Murphy, I thought his ball for Gordon's goal was great, but he knocked some great little crosses into good areas inside the penalty area. Valdemada's link-up play, as Andrew has just said, his flicks were... The second or the third goal was absolutely brilliant. Gordon into Valdemada, a little flick. Gordon picks Barnes out and he puts it through the keeper.
Yeah, it was a great goal. It was a lovely move, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. Guimaraes second half was tremendous. There was just so many real good performances. But we need to take that into the Premier League. We haven't seen that. We haven't played with that pace and that energy in the Premier League, and we need to get back to that. Because when we play like that and we play with that pace and that intensity, we'll give anybody a game.
What's the key to doing that, Andrew, to taking this form on now into league matches?
Well, I mean, Eddie House mentioned a few times in press conferences, and Andrew's alluded to it. There's a really quick turnaround these days with Premier League, Champions League, and then you've got League Cup games as well. So you get very little time on the training ground. So honestly don't know. You just got to just try and keep this momentum going, this winning feeling going. Say, look, these are our standards. This is what we've reached. I mean, we played like that against Liverpool. I mean, let's be honest, we did. And we haven't been able to play like that consistently. But, we just got to try and keep this similar. I mean, I don't expect them to play like that every game because that's impossible. But just, keep the momentum going, keep the positivity high, the energy high, and hopefully you can carry a long way.
Thank you very much indeed, Andrew. Good to speak to you
Andrew,
this evening.
take it easy.
Now, when Razor went through the league table, you were having none of it. But I'm having a look at it now, the Champions League table. Obviously, there are games tomorrow night as well. And Newcastle are currently in the top 8, which is good to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, pretty good company as well. Paris Saint-Germain, Inter Milan and Arsenal, the 3 teams so far that have won 3 out of 3. And then Borussia Dortmund and Manchester City are both on 7 points, so 2 points behind the top 3. And then it's Bayern Munich, then Newcastle and then Real Madrid to make up the top 8. So that's not bad. Not bad company to be keeping, is it?
No.
With Barcelona just a
just
place
hope we're there at
Real
the end
Madrid.
of it. Just hope we're in that company at the end of it.
Karabag, the team that could also end up with 9 points after tomorrow's game. It's a bit of a surprise packet early doors, and then plenty of other teams who've just played 2 games on 4 or 3 points. But so far so good. You don't look at these league tables yet, but it's been a pretty decent start, bearing in mind they played Barcelona in the first game, a team that a lot of people fancy to go on and possibly even win it. They've got Athletic Bilbao next, and so that would be another one that you'd think you'd feel that they could be targeting Bayer Leverkusen to come as well away from home,
and they've conceded 7 tonight.
So so the way that they've played in the games, they went to Belgium, did what they had to do, they performed tonight. It's looking good. I think people have got every reason to be confident that certainly, Newcastle, you would think would have enough to get in the top 24 into the playoffs. At the moment, why not make top 8 the aim?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you win 4 games and draw a couple. You're most definitely there. You'd love to finish in the top 8, of course you would. But you've just got to keep winning games. I mean, Athletic Bilbao here, you would fancy us. You would really fancy us. And the way that Leverkusen are going at the minute, you wouldn't really have too many fears going out there. You just hope that it doesn't come down to the last game, Pridey, because we go to Paris Saint-Germain on that last game.
Yes,
they may well have qualified, and
it's a good point. Yeah,
so
might play their reserves.
Yeah, but you wouldn't like to go there needing to win.
No, you probably wouldn't. Matthew's been on. Thanks for your message, Matthew. Great game today. He's mentioned someone that perhaps we haven't yet. Malik Chow doesn't get the headlines that he would if he played for Liverpool or a Man City. He has been absolutely superb. Plays like he's been in the team for a season. He is class. P.S. Imagine if Burns' shot had gone in at the end, says Matthew. He took that really well, Burn, didn't he?
Great volley, wasn't it? Yeah, hit it really well.
Good save.
Look, 2 centre backs. We've spoke about them on Total Sport. Since they've come together, they've been brilliant. The 2 of them. Botman looks like he's back to his best prior to his injury, and I think that comes about because he's all of a sudden he's playing games, and he's playing games on a consistent basis. Chow's had to wait his time, but he's come in and he's just fitted like a glove.
Yes,
he looks like he's been playing. The 2 of them have been playing together all their life. They've been absolutely brilliant.
This one is from Morris, who says, tell Ando that I won my first bet of the season. I had a 5 on 3-0 as 11-1, says Morris. Great win and another clean sheet. Miley was excellent. I had a little double tonight, Ando, on Atletico Madrid and Napoli. So one of them conceded 4, the other one 6.
Yeah, you came close, Friday.
I did, yeah. I hit the bar, didn't I? Hit the bar. I didn't do as well as Morris, certainly. Yeah. Steve in Forest Hall says, this now is from where our season takes off, says Steve, who's hugely optimistic after tonight's game. Gemma's been on. I still haven't been to a losing game, says Gemma. So she needs to come more often, doesn't she?
Either that or stay away.
Well, you don't want her to stay away if she only comes to winning games, do you?
How many games has she said? How many games?
How many games have you been to, Gemma? Let us know. Then we can work out, just how valuable
percentage-wise, yeah.
Let's have a chat to Dave, who's on the line next. Good evening, Dave. How are you doing?
Good evening, Pridey. Hello, Andu. How's the boys?
Hey, Dave. Yeah, good.
We're okay. We're just looking at the Benfica players doing their warm down in front of us. The stadium is pretty empty now, apart from a few other journalists that are here, Dave. And we're just reflecting on what was a pretty decent night, was it not?
Yeah, in the end, Pridey. Yep, it was. I thought over the 90 minutes we definitely deserved a win. Thought Benfica were a little bit disappointing, to be honest. But then, Jose Mourinho, teams away from home, he does set up like that, but unfortunately they conceded the first goal. I thought we deserved the win, especially the second half. The first half, John, I don't know about you, but it just seems to have been a symptom. We seem to have this conversation actually every autumn. I come on and I say, oh God, we started slowly again. And then it picks up and we seem to do this. We start a little bit slowly tonight. But as the game went on, I thought we got a grip of it, especially in the middle. Really happy with Miley, actually. And I know a lot of people have talked about Gordon. But for me, Gordon needs to do it in the league as well, and he hasn't really done that. So Saturday is a big thing for him. He's done really well tonight. So I would rather compliment Miley, who I thought did really well, and also Voltemada up front, who links that play so well. If we just had a number 9 to go with him, it would be great. Not that that's a tactical genius thing to say, but you know, he would just link in so well. He really does it so well. He's only 23.
Yeah. I thought the first half was pretty even. I thought they had their moments. I mean, Pope's made two good saves, and then the boys smacked the post, which an unbelievable effort. I mean, if that had gone in, you go, whoa, dear. You know, Pope's getting nowhere near that. But at 1-0, I thought we deserved to be in front at half time, but it still felt nervy. But I thought the second half, when the second goal went in, after the second goal went in, I thought we took total control of the game, and we could have won it by so much more. I've already said, Dave, I thought the two boys that came into midfield, young Miley and Ramsey, I thought they played well. I think Ramsey gives you something different. I think he's a good athlete. He's a strong boy as well.
Intelligent player as well.
Yeah. I thought Murphy on the right side again. You know, is great ball for the goal, and some of those dink little balls he played into the box were excellent. We just couldn't get on the end of. There was so many positives to take out of it, Dave. You know, the problem Eddie Howe has got now is that he's got to go and pick another 11 for Fulham on Saturday. Yeah. You know, it's all about rotation and making sure you get it right. Look, he got it spot on tonight with the side that he picked. You know, the midfield at the weekend. The midfield at the weekend at Brighton really struggled. You know, they were really leggy, but the two boys he brought in freshened it up in there. It really did, and bringing Murphy back in on that right side, you know, it was great. There was just so many positives to take.
Those will be the positions, I guess, that he'll have to think about, because he'll keep the keeper and the defence the same. Voltemada will play up top, but the three midfield positions up for grabs now. The way that Miley and Ramsey played, obviously Tonali and Joe Linton were on the bench tonight. Joe Linton came on, so there are 5 players looking to try and squeeze into 3 places there, and the 2 wide players as well. I mean, Harvey Barnes has obviously staked the claim, coming on and scoring twice tonight. Jacob Murphy played well. You can't leave Anthony Gordon out the way that he played tonight, so he's got a few decisions to make. Yes,
Friday, I think that thing about decisions to make, I have to say, I mean, John would know the era better than me, but players like David Fairclough, is Harvey Barnes the best substitute we've ever had? Because he always seems to do as a sub, and never when he starts. I can't see him starting on Saturday. I think he's becoming this impact
super sub.
Yeah,
super sub.
The stats tell you that's what he is. They're simple.
Yeah, every time he comes off the bench, he has a big influence on the game. You know.
Was it David Fairclough?
If he's going to David Fairclough.
It was. He was the original super sub.
Yes. Yeah.
In the days when there was just one sub.
Yeah.
Okay. Dave, thank you. He was pretty good at coming off the bench.
Cheers, Dave. Take it easy.
Good to speak to you. Thanks ever so much for coming on this evening. I'm sure we will, as the week progresses, talk about what that team might look like against Fulham at the weekend. It's a 3:00 Saturday kickoff, that one. William says Benfica are no Barca, but they still had to be beaten. Everybody played well, but Gordon and Bruno, well, big game players. Both were superb, with Bruno shading man of the match. Ramsey and Murphy did well, and I'm so pleased for Pope as well with his assist. Oh, Gemma's been back on 20 games she's been to, unbeaten.
Fair play.
Needs to keep going, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yes. And this one is from Colourcoats Jim. Hello, Colourcoats Jim. Hi, lads. Nick Pope's quarterback throw needs to see more action in our matches. We nearly beat Liverpool last season as a result of it too, were it not for a very questionable refereeing decision to end the game early, says Colourcoats Jim. Likes to see Nick Pope bowling it out like that. Got a long haul, hasn't he?
It was a great throw, wasn't it? I mean, to be fair, the defender made a mess of it, but there was still work to do. But it was a great throw. Pleased for him as well, because he comes in for an awful lot of criticism for his use of the. I mean, he didn't use his feet; he was using his arms. But look, I thought he played well again tonight, because those two saves that he made in the first half, Brady, were really important.
Let's have a chat to Daryl, who's next up. Evening, Daryl. I'm sure you're as happy as everyone else who's been on so far.
Oh, Brady, it was nothing short of excellent, wasn't it, really? It's funny you just talking about Nick Pope there. I think we saw the best and a little bit of the worst of him tonight, because he's got to throw like a baseball pitcher, but the first touch he had after that was to kick it straight out of play for a throw-in to them. No, I thought it was a very disciplined performance tonight. I thought we were excellent. So, we dealt with everything that they tried to throw at us very comfortably. I could list everybody really about how good they were, but I think it was a very mature performance from Lewis Melly. I think he stands out. Gordon was electric on that left-hand side. Some really good link-up play as well. And to be honest, we did so well, and we were really enjoying ourselves towards the end. You could tell by the way the lads were playing on the pitch. But 3 really good goals, 2 really good finishes from Harvey Barnes, and really glad to see that for him coming off the bench. But no, we were nothing short of excellent tonight.
I'm not too sure we were that comfortable in the first half, Darryl, if I'm perfectly honest.
No, I definitely agree with you there, Andrew. Yeah, definitely. But we were, I think, everything, though.
Yeah, as I said, Nick Pope, 2 important saves, and the boy when he smacked the post. But I think when after the second goal went in, you always felt we needed that second goal, and we took total control of the game. And if we'd have won it by 5 or 6, I don't think anybody could have had too many complaints. I think Eddie Howe needs a lot of credit for the team that he picked. I think Miley and Ramsey were excellent coming in. I thought they both played exceptionally. There was so many good performances. I thought the 3 boys in midfield actually were really, really good. Baltamada's link-up play, Murphy on this right side. It's going to be difficult for Eddie Howe to leave Murphy out of his side. I think the way that he's playing at this moment in time, because every time he comes in, he gives you the performance, and he delivers quality ball into that penalty area. And as I say, I thought Gordon on that left hand side, he was just unplayable. I thought he was brilliant.
Do you think it'll be Murphy and Gordon against Fulham then?
I would think so, yeah.
Lads, I'll have to love you because the bus has just turned up, so I'll catch you soon.
Lovely, Daryl. Enjoy your bus journey home.
You,
it'll be a happy old bus, I would have thought. But thank you very much indeed for coming on this evening. Razor is off right now. He'll be speaking to Eddie Howe, or asking him questions at the press conference at least, and hopefully we'll hear from a couple of players as well on Total Sport tomorrow evening, and indeed on the breakfast show tomorrow morning. Matt Bailey will have plenty of reaction to tonight's game for you. He's on from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it's a real good confidence booster as well, because I think the defeat at Brighton disappointed people. The performance wasn't great, and it has been a stop-start season. It started again, Ando, so hopefully they can just put a run of results together now. That would be
what we need to do in the league.
The next stage, wouldn't it?
I think you've seen how good we can be tonight. That's the level that we need to get to. It's never going to be there week in, week out, but if you play with that intensity and that high press and that energy, I said you give anybody a game, and lesser teams will find it very, very difficult to live with it.
And that's where you need a squad to play like that, game in, game out. It's difficult to do that when you've only got 3 days rest. So
again, come the weekend, we've got Fulham here. He's got to sit down and he's got to decide who comes in and who needs a rest. Unfortunately, I don't think he can rest any of the back four. Could he rest one of the centre backs?
There's no real need to for them, though, is there?
No, I don't think so. Not the way that they're playing. They're young boys. They look good. They're on top of their game.
Burns doing well at left back as well.
Yeah, Burns doing okay at left back. You would think Tonali will probably come back in at the weekend.
Yes.
And that's nothing against the two boys that came in, because they've been out. They were excellent tonight, both of them. But it's all about looking after players, because we've got another big game then come the following Wednesday. So it's going to be plenty of rotation.
Yes, which is something that he hasn't been able to do in the past, but now he can. And I think that's why it was so important that the likes of Ramsey and Miley did well tonight, because I think fans and head coach alike will be more than confident if either of those two were to play.
I think the
at
problem's
the weekend
been before, that he's had total trust in 13, 14, 15 players. Now all of a sudden he's got trust in more of them. He looks at the bench, and especially after tonight, he knows that there's players that can come in and can do the job at this level.
Yes. Ando, thanks ever so much for your contribution this evening, as ever. It's been a very satisfactory night at St James's Park. Thanks to everybody who's been in touch tonight, and we will continue where we left off on Total Sport tomorrow night, so join us from 6 o'clock there. Ando and Marco and Fans Forum members will be joining me to reflect on a night where Newcastle United ran out convincing winners, a couple for Harvey Barnes, one for Anthony Gordon, 3-0 against Benfica. Thank you very much.
Auschnez into the middle, Chow's got it, and Bruno trying to get Murphy in behind. He has Murphy's cross. Gordon! Anthony Gordon! His 4th Champions League goal of the season. Tapping in at the back post, getting on the end of the cross, and making it Newcastle United 1, Benfica 0. To Luka Bacchio, first time cross. Very casually delivered. He's gone for a big throw, quick throw, looking for Barnes. Oh, it's found him. Harvey Barnes, can he take it all the way into the area? Barnes! Oh, it's magnificent! Nick Pope with a huge throw. It's gone most of the length of the pitch, and Barnes got on the end of it, drove on into the penalty area, and just as he did in Brussels, Harvey Barnes has come off the bench to score in the Champions League. They've got that crucial second goal, and Nick Pope, as well as Harvey Barnes, gets the congratulations. Nothing wrong with Pope's distribution there. 71 minutes, Newcastle United 2, Benfica 0. Penalty confusion involving Newcastle, Gordon and Voltemada. Beautiful link up, and Harvey Barnes in for a third goal. Yes, Harvey Barnes. That's absolutely brilliant football by Newcastle. Voltemada with a flick, back to Gordon, and a threaded through ball for Barnes, who nutmegged the goalkeeper. When they win in the Champions League, they win big. Newcastle United 3, Benfica 0.
Total Sport North East.
On the station with Newcastle and Sunderland commentary exclusively live.
BBC Radio Newcastle. With Becky Want.
And if you've just joined us after the football music before 11 from Lady Gaga, a new one from her that I always like to call the Dad Dance. Back to December 63 with Four Seasons and classic Lightning Seeds as well. If you would like a mention, if you are in good spirits or not so good spirits, it really doesn't matter. Perhaps if you have a mention, it will book you up. 08000 321 333. Gosh, book you up. My mother used to say that, book up. And on the subject of which, I do digress, but I heard someone say today, don't get lippy with me. And I have not heard that for donkey's years. Yeah, less of the lip. Don't you get lippy with me.